Good morning to the two or three people that watch these videos of mine. Sorry for the rough appearance. I've got a long and busy day today, and I thought I'd just do my reaction to last night's 3-0 home defeat by Bayern Munich before I did anything else, and that includes shower, shampoo, the works. So yes, last night I had to come off of Twitter. I don't even know why I go on it, to be honest. But I had to come off because there were some real knuckle draggers around last night. I don't know what to say to them. They're reactionary. They're knee jerk. As one of them said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and they are. And I suppose even if it's really uneducated and really based on nothing other than maybe playing FIFA on the computer, then you're still entitled to it, I guess. It's the way of the world. People will abuse players. I mean, let me take an instance. Last night, someone wrote, "What good is Mason Mount to this side?" Now, as I'll go on in a minute, Chelsea were pretty awful last night. Let's face it, let's not beat about the bush. Played against a very decent side, by the way, and it did show the difference in quality. But Chelsea were pretty poor. Now, in that first half particularly, Mason Mount covered probably more ground than any other Chelsea player. He ran in between players, making them pass sideways, sometimes making their players pass backwards. And to be honest, the only thing that you could really blame Mason Mount for, in my opinion, is lack of physicality. The boy needs to get down the gym big time, because it became really apparent that he could be pushed off the ball really quite easy. Now, doesn't take away from his skill. I know he had a dodgy shot, but a lot of Chelsea players had dodgy shots last night. Alonso, when he was through, I thought that's going to rip the net. So that he scuffed it, and it was an easy save for Neuer. But anyway, yeah. So Mason Mount. So anyway, there was someone out there basically blaming last night's performance on Mason Mount, and I just couldn't see it. And I've watched it again this morning before I did this review, and I still can't see it. I'm sorry. I can see things like Giroud, who shouldn't have been playing last night, because Giroud's fine when we're trying to beat this low block, like we knew we'd be facing against Tottenham on Saturday. He'll hold the ball up. It'll be a pivotal point for people to play off. But last night, when they were a team with pace who were obviously going to attack us, I think probably a fit Tammy Abraham is the best that we've got to enable to play on the break. That said, when he was through last few minutes last night and could have passed or could have shot, because that had been drogs, I think that would have been in one or two places in the back of the net or disappearing over the stand, but it would have been decisive. And he just didn't pass, didn't shoot, he just run into the player in front of him. It was really quite bizarre, you know. So yes, so Twitter, I don't think I'll bother having the Twitter match day experience anymore, because in my opinion, some of them haven't got a brain. Right, okay. Last night's performance, outclassed. For these supporters who think we should sell N'Golo Kante, and that Jorginho and Kovacic, you didn't have a bad game, by the way, Kovacic, are the answer defensively. Check up from the neck up time. Realisation time. No, we don't want to sell on N'Golo Kante. What we want to do is let him get fit in the summer and have the all firing N'Golo Kante. He will still only be 29 in our team because we haven't got anyone else like that. And last night it was absolutely apparent how much we missed N'Golo. We also missed pace on the wings. Obviously with Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi injured, I think that would have been a big difference. But we didn't have them, so yeah, the difference in quality was there for all to see. They had some youngsters, but they had youngsters that have had at least a season under their belts in the Bundesliga. Davis at the back, I thought he was excellent. On last night's performance, he's the best left back and left, because defensively he was great, and left wing back in Europe. And being a big fan of Andy Robertson at Liverpool, I never thought I'd hear myself say that. But did we make them look good, or were they good? Well, I think it was a little bit of both. I think Frank was caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Do I go for the formation that hammered Tottenham, or do I go to a back four? I don't think either would have worked, because a lot of players out there didn't win their individual battles, and that's what it is. It's a chess game, high-level football, but even local football. You look who you're playing opposite and you try and beat them in every scenario, be the first to the ball. And if you do that all over the park, you're in with a chance, even against the Bayern Munichs of this world. And we did that when we played against Manchester City, and we did it twice when we played against Liverpool. You know, the results didn't go for us, but didn't we come away with some pride? Last night, let's go through the team, shall we? Aspie, he got blamed for slipping up. Oh, Aspie's finished, he slipped up. I'm not even going to answer that. Not even going to answer it. But he was pretty poor. He hasn't got any pace. He gets exposed by pace. And last night there was pace in abundance, which was our main problem against Bayern Munich. So Aspie, yeah, pretty poor. Christensen, okay, you know, caught out of position a lot, as was Rudiger. Alonso had a shocker. Didn't get forward very much. When he did, a lot of it was negative, passing back again instead of trying to beat your man and trying to get across. If you're playing Giroud up there, you might as well try and get balls in the box, no matter where it's from. One thing Giroud will do is stand on their last man, which Tammy doesn't do. And I suppose Tammy's got the extra pace. He thinks he can come from deeper. But Giroud will stand their last man. You've always got a chance with Giroud, a header, whatever, but you haven't got a chance with Giroud if you haven't got a ball in the box. So yeah, pretty poor. Standing off their man, not getting close enough to people, jumping in, ball watching. It was all on display last night. And to be fair, Christensen again lacks physicality, and if you're playing against Lewandowski, you're in for a physical night. The guy has got it all. I think he's the most complete, and I include Harry Kane in this. I think Lewandowski is the most complete centre forward in Europe at the moment. I'd even go as far as to say, you know, he's probably more beneficial to a team than Ronaldo is now. Because it's not just his goal scoring, It's not that threat. It's his intelligence taking players away. I watched him last night. It was a masterclass. You know, Frank should get that game last night and say to Tammy Abraham this morning, just watch that. Don't bother about running around because you're obviously, you know, reasonably a fit boy, but you're not making the runs. You're not being decisive. I don't know what's gone wrong with you. Because for the first I think probably first 5 or 10 games, it was the newness, it was the enthusiasm that got him through, and you can have the luck of the draw, but he certainly stopped playing the way I would expect a developing centre forward to play. Yeah, Lewandowski, what a performance. The two wing backs or the two full backs gave us a torrid time. Barkley last night, well, I don't know. You know I'm not a fan of Barkley, but on Saturday he looked the real deal. Last night he didn't do anything. He didn't. He was caught between two men constantly, without thinking I'll pick one of them up. He just seemed to run between. Well, he didn't run. He ambled between two men. I'm not sure what Barkley was doing out there really. I'm not a fan. I'll support him when I go to the ground, the way I support everyone, but last night really showed me why I'm not a fan. Encompassed in the time that he was on the pitch, he was a waste of space. At least Mount run his socks off and got into the position a couple of times. He got a couple of decent crosses in. It's only the fact, you know, that people don't seem to, and I'll pick out Tammy Abraham again. Poor devil, he was only on 20 minutes, wasn't he? But when you're a centre forward, I mean, I was always coached. You know, make a run either behind their last defender. If someone's, you got to gamble. Either get in front of the defender and gamble that it's gonna come, or make a gamble that you run into space. Watch people like Gary Lineker. A lot of the time he had tap-ins from space where he just gambled. He could have looked absolutely stupid 5 or 6 times during the game, then he'd be in space. Bayern did that really well last night. But yeah, other players as well. We're not switched on. We don't gamble by running into spaces. So yeah, Frank's got a big coaching job on, or Jody, or whoever works on that sort of stuff. But they must be able to see it because, you know, if a plonker like me can see it, they must be able to identify it and then work on it. Kovacic, I thought was our best player. He died a bit in the second half, but first half, yeah, the only one with confidence to put his foot on the ball and the confidence also to dribble. It was like a hot potato, that ball was last night. We didn't have any confidence whatsoever, which again, we had those injuries, and I can understand it to an extent. And we had Kante not being able to cover us and do all the work that a lot of supporters don't realise he gets through. But it was like a hot potato. Players of that class, £100,000 a week players, should be able to pass it to each other and move into space. And we do that a lot. We do that well. That's the one thing we've done well all season. I mean, percentage-wise, against City and Liverpool, we had more percentage of the ball. We're normally moaning that we haven't finished, and quite rightly so. But last night, 35% of the ball at home. It was weak. It was weak. Frank would have learnt a lot last night about a lot of his players, and probably the fact that 7 of the team aren't the sort of quality that we need if we're going to get back to being in the same bracket as the Bayern Munichs and the Barcelonas, because we're not in that bracket. Get people on Twitter and Facebook, oh, you know, we're a big team. No, we're not. We're a big club still, but we're not a big team. When we're getting beaten by teams like Bournemouth and Burnley, it's for a reason. When we're losing 2-0 to Southampton, it's for a reason. And the table don't lie. And if we don't finish in the top 4, which I've never thought we would, it'll be because we don't deserve to. We're not a good team at the moment, nor a Tottenham, nor a Manchester United. In terms of Europe's elite, we're a long, long way behind. And who do I blame? I blame the board. I blame the board who should have supported. Go far back as Mourinho in his second stint. And then Conte, they should have backed him. All right, he threw his toys out of pram, but rightly so. We've bought second-rate players. The Danny Drinkwater's of this world, and nothing against Danny Drinkwater. He's a good, hard, solid, professional footballer, but he's not what we're all about if we're going to challenge for the top honours. So yeah, sorry I keep going off on tangents, but I'm annoyed. I'm fuming inside. I'm fuming about the inept team performance. I'm fuming about the board not backing manager after manager. I'm fuming about some of the decisions of players that we've bought. I'm fuming about the players not matching people one-to-one. Reece James last night was shocking, by the way. I'm sorry. Out of position, outpaced, out-muscled, which I never thought I'd ever say. And a lot of his being caught out of position caused problems for us right across the back four. And also in midfield, sometimes people had to cover for him from midfield, and he ambled back. He's not been doing that. He didn't do it against Tottenham. He was sprinting to get back in places. But if you look at these videos at the start of the season, my big negative on Reece James was his ambling back, and that's what he did last night. And you can't afford to do that against the Bayern Munich of this world. I love Reece James. I think he's going to be a top player. I think he's going to be England's right back above Trent Alexander. But last night, shocking. Absolutely shocking. And the only other person I would put with Barkley and Reece James and Alonso in the totally shocking category would be Jorginho. Saturday, I thought he lost the ball a lot. Played a couple of brilliant passes. Set up the first Giroud one, via 3 attempts at goal. But brilliant pass. Last night, shocking, and that booking really summed up his performance. It was needless, and when the chips are down, you need your big players to come to the fore. I remember watching Joe Cole talking about Didier Drogba. I think it was a semi-final of the European Cup. I think it was Barcelona who was playing. Could be wrong. But he said, we're under the cosh. And Drogba went round to everyone and said, just get the ball to me. And I don't think he scored, but I think it was a flick on. And big players, your Ballocks, your John Terrys, your Carvalhos, your Essians, even down to your your Diego Costas. They take the game. Your Eden Hazards. They take the game by the balls. We've got no one like that. Let's face it. Jorginho, another shocker last night. So yeah, we got done on the wings. The wingers looked to have far too much pace for us, largely because we were out of position. And it was a pretty shocking all-round performance. Caballero done all right. Caballero made some great saves in that first half, and was the reason we went in at 0-0. A couple of them when he comes off his line, he gives you that, whereas Kepa is a little bit slower off the line. And no, Caballero, I'll give you probably, along with Kovacic, joint Chelsea man a match because I say at least you made a few decent saves and you weren't at fault for any of the goals. So I think that's everyone covered. My review, not looking forward to the return. Not if we're that poor. I think it was a night where Chelsea were extremely poor, and we made Bayern Munich look world beaters, look better than they actually are. I think they're a very, very good team. I think they're far and away better than we are, and they're the sort of level that we've got to aspire to, and that we're expecting Frank to get to with a squad who, let's face it, have got probably 50% the quality of the Bayern Munich squad. So, for all those who are saying Lampard out this morning, I haven't got an answer to you. I just think you need to read a lot. You need to what is it that grows your brain? Is it vitamin E or vitamin D? It stimulates the brain. It doesn't grow your brain, but I sound as thick as they do now, don't I? Yeah, that's my opinion. Lampard's working with a below par squad. If he gets fourth in the league, that's the best achievement by a Chelsea manager since Conte won the league with a team that I didn't think was the best. But a team that was far better than we've got now. Yeah, those players have got to at least win their individual battles, and if you do that, even 4 out of the team win their individual battles, you don't lose 3-0. So that's my review. A pretty sorry, sad night at Stamford Bridge, where we learnt a few home truths, and we see not necessarily the quality of our players, but how much they've got to learn. The Reece Jameses, the Mason Mounts, lots to learn. And I'll include Christensen in that as well. Tammy, I won't include you in that. You obviously have got lots to learn, but just get back to the drawing board, get back to what you do well. And when you're through like that, make a decision early. I'm either going to pass it, or do you know what? I'm 30 yards out, I'm 25 yards out, I'm 20 yards out, I'm going to bang. And just be positive. Look at me giving Tammy Abrams advice. Oh dear. Anyway, that's enough for me. I could ramble on all day. You can probably tell I'm depressed by the whole situation, and I am. I love Chelsea Football Club, as you know. We might not always agree, but we probably both love the club in our own ways. Okay, that's all for me now. Speak to you after Bournemouth, when hopefully it'll be a big smiley face vlog instead of the one you've had this morning. Okay, up to Chelsea.